Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing look at Hearts of Iron 4's World Ablaze mod, and we are getting prepared to go for an invasion of the Soviet Union. Don't know that we'll be properly prepared for it, but that's what we are working on. Okay, let's... We're not going to go everywhere, but I'm thinking of trying to break out this way instead of pushing down through here. And, well, let's see how that looks. Move all that there with some being sort of push element. Okay, this force here, can we... Okay, what we need to do here is click on these guys and add regions here. Okay, back to 11 days at 28. You've got big KV-1 tanks. Uh-oh, I'm scared. Mentioning tanks, okay, how many? We got mediums and we have 1,000 support. So what we probably should do is take one of these and is that the right one here? Yeah, okay, so we're going to go with adding Panzer IVs to the division there. Oh, Malta. Well, let's first see if we can get North Africa. I think North Africa is more important. If we can take out North Africa, then we can see about going after Malta. Okay, well, looks like we're importing 100. So let's get rid of all of our imports of iron from the Soviet Union. Okay. Steel, we are importing a little bit there. We don't need so much, so let's first get rid of that. Tungsten, well, we're thinking about going after the Soviet Union, so let's if we switch it to Portugal. I'm about to point out in glass houses, Boris Johnson is a strain on British democracy, but you guys had the choice between Trump and Biden. I feel America, if that is the best they can offer you, something is deeply wrong somewhere. The best a great country like America can offer its people is a choice between Biden or Trump. Yeah, in the first election, I did not vote for Trump. But my vote wouldn't have mattered because in California, things are done different in each state. But Hillary Clinton was going to win California, so it didn't matter. My vote one way or another for Trump. So I did not vote for Trump because I thought Trump was not going to do well. The second time I voted for him very happily because he kept more promises than any other political leader, well, at least since Reagan, but maybe even more than Reagan. Moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, doing a lot of peace treaties between Israel and Arab states. Trump did a lot of good. He is Boris Johnson is a buffoon, like, is how I would describe him. Trump is not a buffoon, but he is a blowhard would be a good term. He is a blowhard. He is we're finding out quite a lot of things that people said were lies with Trump turned out to be true. And and when like Trump says, I had the biggest audience for my inauguration in history, and people go, look at there's only half as many people that Obama had. Trump didn't say people standing there in front of him because, see, Trump is a TV guy, and so Trump was looking at all the people watching his inauguration on TV and all the people watching his inauguration on YouTube and other places like that, and probably he had the biggest audience watching him be inaugurated, not in person standing in front of him, but it was the attack media constantly going after him on every little thing that people had such a negative response to it. But yeah, he's a blowhard. I got the biggest hands or whatever, and yeah, he's a blowhard, for sure. But no, hello, none threes. No, this is World Ablaze, not that. Hello, Seaman Dale. How you doing? I am doing very well. I've not yet invaded the Soviet Union, so I'm doing very well. I mean, that's, the death of the German army is to invade the Soviet Union. We're getting ready to do so, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, how many more days? Okay, 8 more days. Get to go. So yeah, I'm, quite pleased with Trump. But yeah, I'll agree that he's, not ideal in a number of ways, but because I can't think. I mean, he there's a lot of problems, but there's a lot worse out there. How are we doing for the air? Okay, we're now losing it over here. So let's come over here. Let's add in more guys there. Oh, we still have too many guys here. Too many planes, I should say. Northeastern France, so let's move you over to here. I know I did this before, but we had to go back. Give Kruger his divisions. And these goes up to here. I think I have too much stuck down here in North Africa, but we'll see what we can do. What is the best templates for your division to beat France and even the Soviet Union? Because I am having trouble doing good templates. Okay, well, they can vary from mod to mod. I was informed that a width of 30 divisions. It's no, I don't want to train. I do actually want to train more units. Let's add some units here. What I really want to do is edit here. Is it I think is it a 25? Oh no, 30 width division is the most ideal, as it says here. I think I may have done something that narrowed the division. So 30 width is sort of your best bet here. Now I can't expand this. One thing I've done here with these divisions is made them very artillery heavy. We have support artillery, support heavy artillery, and 3 brigades, or whatever you want to call these, of artillery here. So that's what I am focusing on. Anything about update version of Road to 50? No, I don't know anything about the updated version. It's been a long time since I played that. I mean, more than a year. So don't know what's going on with with current. Do better AT weapons. Well, currently I am producing what AT weapon? Pack 38s, the 15 millimeters. Those are my current best ones. Yeah, I think these would be. Let's see, what are they calling it here? Artillery. If we do this, okay, well, we got a lot of it. That might be a good option to bring more in. I think all of this would be a regiment. I'm not going to save this. But this would sort of be the regiment of artillery for this division. I think these would be sort of artillery battalions or whatever. Because let's see, what do we have here? Artillery 44 total, or total artillery between this and this, plus 8 heavy artillery pieces. So yeah, I would put probably total equivalent to about an artillery regiment, is how I would see that. So this is what I'm using here with this mod. I know it was at 30 with this setup, but I think one of the things here reduced the width of the divisions. I'm not sure. I think that's what happened, because they had been at 30 for that. Now my armored divisions, maybe I should see about. I see, maybe, okay, well, let's see. Motorized infantry, give them a bit more. Okay, but I'm worried. Okay, got trucks. Assault guns. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to do more support. Oh, shoot. Damn it. So I just want to click off this here. Okay, towed anti-tank. Yeah, that would be useful. Okay, so hopefully that will be good enough. Now I have some lesser divisions here. Got a few motorized divisions. These guys need anti-tank. So yeah, I think we can do that. So that will be a little bit of help there. We don't have a lot of just motorized divisions. How much civil wars do you want? Spain, yes. Oh God, how much do you want? Yes, Spain, yes. Hello, one Vikata. How you doing? So if you're new here, do you get it? Well, God, how much civil wars do you want? Spain says yes to have multiple civil wars going on. Yeah, during that, I get that. Spain went with that. Yes, I get. At least I generally get it. I don't know. Maybe there's some punchline beneath the idea of the Spanish Civil Wars because there was multiple factions fighting each other in that. If you're new here, you can hit the follow button. Love to have you stay around. Yeah, battalions were like 12 to 18 guns. Yes, I'm not sure because it varies from nation to nation, and I'm just not sure. But that seemed the 44 guns seemed like what a regiment would be. My expectations, shall we say, of what a regiment would be for artillery. Okay, so we're sort of getting ready to break out through Romania here. In June. Oh, did we ever invade here? Okay. Not enough naval supremacy. What? Didn't I get the submarines coming out here? Oh, come on, guys. Currently repairing in Thessaly. Do you want to? Yes, go out here. Because I want to. Okay, yes. Now, Rommel, invade. Go. We can repair after we get the invasion done. Okay, Eastern Lebensraum. Good, 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 good. To be honest, this game, Italy and Greece have a war, and Spain has a civil war. Yeah. Not unfair characteristic there. So we have Eastern Lebensraum, which General Debug. General Staff in charge of planning. Air offensive. Okay. Is there? I'm not ready to press it. Okay, activate Barbarossa. Okay, so we are getting ready to do that. Okay, now I think we are getting ready for maybe the Reichskommissariats or do that 21 days. According to history, had 3 civil wars. Okay. Because there was definitely, what was it, a Carlist uprising before the big show that, was it that Franco put down or something, before he gets sent off to the Canary Islands? Yeah, I'm a little vague on some of the early fighting out, and then I know that there is a anarchist sort of breakaway element, and it's a lot of stuff going on. Now, you know, Italy, of course, had in the 19th century, had a massive civil war or war of unification, with Garibaldi leading it, and ending up uniting Italy. But yeah, that was a big 19th century event. Okay, death of Rudolf Hess. Okay, he died instead of. Well, that would have been better for Germany if had he just died, not been captured by the British. Okay, delete. Now, you guys get on boats and come over here. Oh, the railgun is up here, Arno. Right there. And Spain wants to send us some volunteers. Sure, have fun. We'll take some. Advanced industry, nice. So that gives us okay, so this is now Free France. This is still, well, this is Hate. Okay, so this is flipped over to Free France. So you come over here to the port. This news, obviously there was the main civil war, and then there were many civil wars prior to the unification between the various kingdoms of Leon, Tours, Aragon, and Castile. I think one might refer to Spanish Bourbon loyalists fighting the French proxy regime under Napoleon's brother Joseph. Yeah. There was very little, very little Spanish units under Joseph. As far as, and I've been reading or listening to an audiobook, and I'm in book 2 that's a series on the Peninsula Wars. Now, of course, it's being told from the British perspective. But from all of my readings including reading all the Sharp novels, yeah, there was sort of a modernist, if you will, anti-clerical support for Joseph and sort of reforming into a modern Spain instead of a church-dominated Spain. But those are they're really almost no military units of any sizable amount on that side of the equation. Almost all of the army goes it goes against it. So I would really not go with Spain in the Napoleonic era as a civil war. I really wouldn't go that far. That's mine. Can't think of another though. Listening to a book sounds lazy to me. Yeah, well, Trafalgar was against the entire. Yeah, well, but see, Trafalgar predates that. Trafalgar is when it's still the Bourbon king, whatever his name was, I forget. There, no, that was still that was not, that was post, because I think it's, because Trafalgar is in 1805. I think it's 1808 or 1809. I think it's 1809 that Joseph is put on the throne of Spain, but not before 1808. Because when early on in 1808, you have the I know we're off track here, but you have Spain giving permission to Napoleon so that some of his armies can march through Spain to go into Portugal, because Portugal is at that point is not like, on, as far as I remember, not so much on the allies of Britain yet, but they were not adhering to the continental system was sort of his term, because he wants to block off all sea trade with Britain, deny it to Britain. And now it never really happens, but that's what he wants to do. And Portugal basically says, no thanks, and continues very heavily trading with Britain. My understanding is Portugal's trading more heavily with Britain than they are with Spain, because there's almost no overland trade with Spain. It would have been along with the sea as well, and they better paying from Britain, so they were trading more with Britain. So they allow in Ferdinand was the king of Spain at the time. Yes, I'm remembering. So you get the French armies moving around in here in 1808. In around 1808, 1809, Napoleon invites, sort of demands, Ferdinand to come up and meet with him. I think it was in Bordeaux, but it was definitely in France held territory. And at that point, he is basically taken prisoner. And then that's a big outrage in Spain. And then he puts Joseph on the throne. So that is where we go. Now, listening on books. Well, see, a lot of times I really like audiobooks. For quite a while, I had a job which was at night, and I didn't have to talk to anybody or really listen to anybody for most of it. So I could put an audiobook in for 8 hours or so and listen to that for 8 hours while doing otherwise mind-numbing work. It wasn't terrible work, but it was boring as all hell. But so I listened to lots of audiobooks there. Don't do it as much because I'm not doing that job anymore. But like when I'm in the car, listen to an audiobook. If I'm like actively working on my mod, I can listen to an audiobook and do it that way. So you can do other things while listening to audiobooks, where reading sort of takes your full concentration. Well, the French started these wars everywhere as they were all about republicanism, and they had a lot of support amongst lower classes. Well, you have the revolution. You have, I sort of lump them all in together, but you have revolutionary France, and then you have imperial France. I would say it wasn't so much about republicanism. Definitely early on, yeah, but it's really more about nationalism. The French Revolution really spurs on nationalism in Europe. Is your government the same nationality as you are? Are you ruled by German-speaking Austrian princes in Italy, or are you ruled by Italian princes in Italy? Nationalism is what becomes the big thing, more so than republicanism. Though there's definitely Republican elements there. The long predate the Republic of Venice, predate ancient Republic of Venice. Not quite what we think of as a democratic republic, but it's still a republic, a res publica. Come for the games, get gamers spouting off about history. I hope it's fun. Okay, better panzers. We're almost done with that. Yeah, we'll do better. Okay, let's take 2 divisions because we want to come somewhat heavy, but not too heavy because we don't want to take too long to get trained up there. Okay, so we're going to come in and help our Iraqi buddies here and fight the Free French, and so we need to get all of these guys to here. Okay, move that Panzer Division back. Yeah, I don't think I can move too many more Panzer Divisions, but I want one more Panzer Division to get over here. I love history, and I hope people aren't too upset that I've talked about other periods, because I love World War II history. I study World War II history all the time. Basically, although it is actually correct in this on this map here, I believe. So I did look it up. Where's resources here? Where we go? There. Now they have it here, but it's up here. There was a major oil field, which I really didn't know about this until a week or so ago, or a week ago, earlier this week, that they have it here, but they don't have this here on the standard Hoi 4 game. And so I pointed it out to them, and it's gonna, I think, in some future update, because I know who responded to me and who did some other digging. We're gonna get some in the base game. We're gonna get some of the oil moved here, some of the Burmese oil, and it's also going to get done in black ice too. So yeah, I really love talking about World War II history, but I talk about it so much, so I really often get distracted getting to talk about, hey, get to talk about the Napoleonic Wars for a few minutes, and so I really want to do it. Okay, what really isn't, I used to limit myself to novels and audiobooks, as though when reading from nonfiction I often need to get back and forth to remind myself of a person or battle confirming point. However, I made an exception with Shelby Foote's Narrative History of the American Civil War, and it's superb reading. I've been reading it, as reading it had been 15 years before. I would suggest sticking to narrative text with audio. Well, Shelby Foote sort of is a narrative text. Shelby Foote, I know, writes, he does not use a typewriter or a computer. He writes with a... I think it's with a fountain pen that he has to reload. So he writes sort of slowly in a narrative style. I have his 3-book collection on the Civil War. I've read part of it, but I did watch the Burns's documentary on the Civil War, which relies heavily on Shelby Foote for that documentary in the Civil War. So I don't, not quite equal to knowing it. Robert, no, not what I'm forgetting is Burns, because I'm thinking the Scottish poet Robert Burns, but that's a really good documentary in the Civil War. So my walls are covered in bookcases that are overly filled with books. I've read probably 80% of the books on the bookcases. So I've read a lot, but just various reasons I've gotten more into audiobooks. Sometimes I've got Toz's books, but I'm re-listening to the General series by S.M. Sterling and David Drake, as a sort of futuristic science fiction. Or, well, it's actually it's futuristic, but it's with a post-collapse other world. We're trying to rebuild society. A lot of it is taken from with David Drake, which I really like. Unfortunately, I don't know if you know, David Drake is unfortunately retired from writing because of injuries and age. He's within the last year or so, he's basically posted a farewell because he's having concentration problems, memory-wise and whatnot. I really liked David Drake's work. But on Belisarius and his lot of, he's taken from battles and stuff, and he studied a lot of that. David Drake would translate original Greek or Latin to English and do stuff like that for a lot of that period of history, classical era. But Belisarius is re-expanding out Byzantine's borders and that kind of stuff. So, but this is sort of taking some of the overall concepts and putting that. It's far from perfect, but it's cinematic. Okay, I have at least 500 audiobooks and 3,000 Kindle books, and 4 bookcases, mostly double shot. Well, I have a lot more bookcases. I don't have that many Kindle books, but yeah. So yeah, no, I'm an avid reader. I don't read as much as I used to. The internet and distracts me more because children, I remember the days there was no internet. If I wanted to find out about a tiger tank, I could maybe go to the library and they might have a book on a tiger tank, or I could go to a bookstore and sort of look at it there, or buy it in the bookstore and take it home with me. That's why I have lots of books, because I couldn't look up anything on the internet. So I had to buy books. Literally just read Count Belisarius by Robert Graves maybe a month or so ago for Christmas. Well, I've not read Robert Graves' Belisarius. I have read Robert Graves, not just watched the series, but read I, Claudius and Claudius the God. Now that's probably 20 plus years ago. Robert Graves sort of fictionalized history, but he very much sticks to history with the two Claudius books. So yes, and I have those and some other Robert Graves stuff on my shelf that I have not read. So yeah, I know who Robert Graves is. It's good getting known you, Plastic Gangster. Good to have other people around who have similar interests. Now, one thing I'm a little disappointed with the way Slytherin, they've decided that they want to have sort of a face per game at a time. So I don't know if you've noticed, because I know you watch over there at times. So it's like each one of us that streams there is now just streaming one game, at least at a time. So I don't get to talk about as much various of history, and we're just, I'm sort of, if you will, stuck playing Valor and Victory Stalingrad, though I'm thinking about just deciding to play some other stuff, other Valor and Victory, not because that's what they want me to play is Valor and Victory, but okay, 4 days. And so I really much like when I stream over there, get to talk about the Battle of Cressy, or, do something, other than World War II, or, hey, yeah, talk about, some, Roman battle or something. But no, now they're sort of wanting us to focus down on one game. Okay. Well, guys, we're getting close to needing to go to the invasion of the Soviet Union. And I know I haven't been doing any planning bonuses or anything there. But what I think I need to do, partially to sell it, Barbarossa starts and have everyone see the start of Barbarossa. I think we're going to have to make that the next episode here. So I think we're going to end this episode. Let me save it here. No, that was not it. A save here. I'm hitting load. Save. OP. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like. If you're on Twitch, please hit the follow button. Loved having you around. Loved hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much.